Hello, Exiles. This is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and welcome to another Path of Exile video. It's been about 24 hours since the Path of Exile Expedition League has started, and I'm currently playing my physical trapper Saboteur that I had previously done kind of a build guide on. It wasn't a very comprehensive build guide just because I hadn't actually done a lot of playing with it. I just had time to kind of theory craft it and run through in solo self-found once or twice just to see how leveling felt. And so far it's working pretty okay. I am doing some mapping. I have some tier 4 maps here, so I'm not like super far into mapping. I only have one watchstone. I have a pseudo 5 link in the form of Deerstalker. Otherwise, I'm running my Seismic Trap on a 4 link, and it has been incredible. Seismic Trap is a real MVP. Super strong with the buffs. I did most of the campaign with Seismic Trap with just advanced traps and either trap and mine damage or brutality. I swapped it over at a certain point. And I added life tap when the mana kind of got low here. So yeah, they buffed pretty much everything about Seismic Trap. It procs, as you can see, it goes very fast. I can drop 4 of them because I'm using the hasty reconstruction, which is quite nice. I've got a lot of cooldown reduction, so my cooldown for it is currently only 3.7, and I plan to lower that with like Helm Enchantment with getting my higher level advanced traps. It's only level 18 right now, and possibly through some other means. Oh yeah, most importantly through my 4th Ascendancy, which will be Chain Reaction. I decided to go Born in the Shadows for some defense, but yeah, here's my skill tree. I just went through here, grabbed Blood Siphon for life, popped up Rushed Expeditious Munitions for the Trap Trigger area of effect. Then I went straight down and through here to get Clever Construction. Getting Expeditious Munitions and Clever Construction are probably the most important things. Then I kind of just beelined it over and grabbed like some life and got Veteran, Soldier, and Relentless. Decided not to go over to Vanquisher. It just seems like a lot of a point investment that I don't really need. So I decided to grab this, and this gives me some extra points. I also got Wind Dancer because of those extra points, which I think is much more helpful, and it puts me in a prime position to grab a set of Cluster Jewels. And I have some currency to do so. I have 109 pure chaos here. I've been selling mostly uniques. I got like an Alpha's Howl, like a Quill Rain. I got Soul Mantle. I got some good uniques early on and was able to sell them for decent prices. I think the Alpha's Howl went for like 30 chaos. The Soul Mantle went for like 11 or 12. The Quill Rain pretty much the same. I actually got a lot of it from... Well, I got the Alpha's Howl, at least. I saw a Sinner Tricorn here in the little gambling screen that we have going. And I went for it, and I just happened to get an Alpha's Howl. So I got pretty lucky there. I've also been just getting straight-up currency from one of these guys. I think it's the Haggler here. Yeah, the Haggler. Right now he's offering 10 Chaos. Once I get 430 common Black Scythe artifacts, which I might be able to just get, because you can also exchange for here. So I could go find the common Black Scythe and just get a bunch of them. I got 127. Maybe it goes to default. Just throw them in there, and I still might not have enough for the... Oh, I do. See? I can just haggle for 10 chaos now, so I usually go a little over half, and then I do a little over half again. Usually that works. I don't know if that's the best method, but it's probably saved me some. So there's 10 more chaos right there. These guys are actually quite good for getting you a lot of good stuff. Rog is really fun. You deal, and he gives you a bunch of crafting items, so it's kind of like a mini harvest. Honestly, outside of the picking up of all of the insane amount of splinters, and there are a lot, outside of that, I'm really enjoying the league mechanic. I wish you didn't have to pick up so many splinters. It's quite obnoxious, but you only have to do it once per map, and I just to save my wrists, I went to like a very strict loot filter right away, so I'm not picking up a lot of other stuff in maps. As soon as I hit maps, I was on very strict, and I'm thinking of going to uber strict pretty early on. So that is one thing I'm doing. But yeah, I got this +1 physical spell skill gems for like an elk. I had crafted one myself, probably in Act 4. By the time I hit Act 4, because of the haggler guy here, I had like 40 alterations already. So I just went to the Act 1, like I showed in my previous video. I just went to the coast, picked up one because there weren't a lot for sale yet, and I didn't have a lot of currency to buy them. And I just straight up, right around then, just rolled my own, and then I got this upgrade for an elk because it seems like a lot more people are doing it. And really, the only upgrade is that it had a little bit of mana, a little bit of spell damage, and I could craft trap throwing speed, which is now relevant to the Seismic Trap. My seismic traps are releasing 5 waves every half second, so we can basically take, once I get my like frenzy charges up and everything, and all of my damage buffs, I'm doing like 15k tooltip, not factoring in pride and that kind of thing. So, and I'm throwing down 4 of them. So I'm probably doing close to all things together plus like vulnerability. I'm probably doing like 300, 400k DPS with my seismic traps plus an additional, I have all of these going at once, and by the time I have all of my buffs and vulnerability, that'll add another like 50k. My Exsanguinate Trap is for clearing. It's been working fine. I can see where it might start falling through because for some blue packs I have to use 2 sets. One set of Exsanguinate Traps isn't enough to clear some of the blue packs in like tier 4 and 5 maps. Granted, I still only have a level 18 Exsanguinate, but I think that's going to be an issue. I'm probably going to have to pick up a 6-link, although I'm thinking for my 6-link, sorry about the train, lots of trains around here, and this one's particularly loud. I'm thinking for my 6-link, I might actually go Seismic Trap, because I think with enough cooldown reduction, I can just use it on harder packs anyway, or rares, and not ever run out. In fact, right now I use it for a lot of the expedition stuff. I just throw it after each thing because, yeah, the cooldown's so fast, and as soon as I get my Uber Lab, it'll be even faster. So every time I run into a problem, I'll be able to just toss a seismic trap at it and take care of it, I think. And on a 6-link, currently it's costing 110 life. It's probably going to end up costing somewhere in the realm of like 230, 250 life per throw. But every time a trap goes off, my life regen shoots up really high. As you can see, about 400 life regen per second. So it's really quite nice. Like, once I get all of my traps going off, I can get an extra 10% life regen. 466 is where it is. So I'm doing really solid in that regard, like 12% life regen most of the time because I'm constantly throwing and moving and dashing. I'd like to get cooldown reduction on my belt. That'll help with dash, which I don't have linked because I don't think it's worth linking it right now. It means I have movement speed up less often, so I'm actually thinking of maybe getting a helm enchant for dash instead, just so I can have a more uptime movement skill. Oh, and I'm also using Bear Trap, which makes it so that they take 25% increased damage from trap and mine hits. So all in all, my single target's probably like at least 600,000, possibly more. I'm not really sure. It's hard to calculate. I'll have to go into POB, which I haven't really done. I haven't been able to update POB. Something in the last update made it so that I wasn't able to update it. So hopefully I'll have a working POB for you in the description. But yeah, I'll go through all of my gear here. So I also This is important. I also got a +1 to all physical spell skill gem shield very early on. I haven't switched it because it's so much damage. Obviously, I could get something better defensively. This doesn't have any life. It doesn't really benefit me. I crafted some resistances, and it's got, a little bit of spell damage and mana. Mana is not really relevant since I'm using life tap on my Seismic Trap and Exsanguinate. So I literally just use mana for Bear Trap, Vulnerability, and Dash, and none of them cost a particularly high amount of mana. To the point where I'm considering picking up Charisma here for all of the 12% reduced reservation and throwing on Herald of Purity. I haven't done the calculations to see if I'll be able to do that, but I would imagine so, because this is 35%, this is 50%, that'll be 25%, so that will be a total of 110%, minus 12%. So I think that'll still allow me to cast Vulnerability. I might have 33 left, but I haven't done the math yet. So I'll probably theory craft that and just add another little source of more damage multiplier. Yeah, so let's go over the rest of the gear. I have this helmet. It's pretty scuffed. It's not great, but it's got a lot of evasion. It's got some life. I got a hybrid life roll and then crafted rank 2 crafted life. I think I can actually upgrade that now, which I might do. I'm not really needing it. Let's see. I'll go through my /played 13 hours 21 minutes out of the last 24 hours, so I've been playing quite a lot. Only took like 8 hours off to sleep and then 3 additional hours, and then deaths, I've died 3 times, so I'm not dying a lot. And to be fair, 2 of those times were complete negligence by me because I was watching something else on the other screen while I was playing. So I think this character could potentially be, at least to a certain point, hardcore viable. You'd have to invest more into defense. I got these pair of gloves kind of early on. They're item level 48. They've got 70 life, cold resist. These are getting replaced. I don't need the dexterity. I have plenty of currency to replace my gear. I just haven't felt the need to yet. The belt's alright, triple resist. All the resists are kind of low though. I need it for the strength right now, but I can definitely just buy a much better one. I'm going to keep Deerstalker for now, just because I like the trap throwing speed. It's kind of convenient, and it's just a free 5 link. And I usually have 30% movement speed anyway, because I'm just constantly throwing traps. So it's basically like 30% movement speed boots regardless. Low life, obviously. That's not what you get it for. In fact, even for Deerstalker, this is a pretty low roll, but it's got max trap throwing speed. I got this bad ring. I got another slightly better ring. I got this body armor. It's got 103 life and almost 1300 evasion, which is pretty much all it's got going for it. A little lightning resist. And I have this bad amulet, which I'm using for attributes. So basically, all of my gear is bad, but I've been mapping just fine. I'll do a map. I got a Quicksilver of Adrenaline that I just actually found on the ground and identified. I haven't even used an augmentation. There, I got duration on it now too. Sick. Same thing with this. I just found this 5%. I haven't done a lot of this stuff I need to do. Oh, it's bubbling now. Well, I guess with the new immunity for 1 second, bubbling doesn't actually make that big of a difference. But yeah. So I'm pretty under-geared. I don't think I needed a mana flask, because like I said, I'd have to really just spam my curse in order to run out of mana, and then it's back really quick anyway. And I obviously wouldn't be casting my curse 4 or 5 times in a row. So, and dash, I have Arcane Surge. Yeah, my links in total are Seismic Trap, Life Tap, Advanced Trap. Very, very important. This one is insanely good. The cooldown recovery rate, effect duration, and throwing speed, which actually scales how fast it releases waves. By far the best support, the #1 priority for Seismic Trap. Brutality, obviously Brutality is really good. If I put a 5 link, I'll put Trap and Mind Damage, which should still, I did some math and I think it'll still be 5 waves every 0.5 seconds. I think I'm pretty close to 0.4 seconds though, getting to that threshold. So I'm running Pride, I'm running Skitterbots, Arcane Surge dash. Arcane Surge is still really good. The cast speed doesn't really affect, and the 31% mana regen rate, yeah, it's not a flat amount, but we don't rely that heavily on mana anyway. So yeah, I could just toss out all of my bear traps no problem as well, which is kind of nice. For my main clearing skill, Exsanguinate, Trap and Mind Damage, Cluster Traps, Chain, and then Trap from the Deerstalker. And that's it. I'm just leveling up this Trap and Mind Damage support. So Vulnerability and Bear Trap. So that's just for more damage. So yeah, I'll throw in a map just to show you kind of what's up with this. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. So this is like a haste, desecrated ground, less effective curses. Not going to make that big of a difference. I'm not going to bother crafting things, you know. And we will give you a general example of how this build is running. It's going to take a while. I got a little freaked out by the rare being up in my face. Sometimes it takes a little while. The first map I just got done eating. It takes a little while for the first map to kick in. But yeah, as you can see, sometimes it'll take 2 Exsanguinate traps to clear out like yellow or blue packs, and you'll see that a lot more. But all the white mobs will die in 1 Exsanguinate trap, and I mean all, because chain makes it so you're hitting like 100 different things. I haven't done exactly the math, but it's like, it's the whole screen. You can also just toss down your curse if you do want to kill, and that instead of dropping 2 Exsanguinate traps. The reason I prefer throwing down 2 traps a lot of times, okay, so we'll do this too, and I'll kind of show you what I mean about all the splinters. So the way you run these is I kind of look for the mods, make sure there's no immune to physical, and then I notice this has stacked decks, which is really good. I want stacked decks. I also want essences. I try to hit as much stuff as possible. This gets me one of these orange chests, which is good, and then I have 2 left, and I'm just going to try to hit both of these while also hitting as many chests. And that's generally how I do it. It's not like a difficult thing. So I'll throw like a Seismic Trap and a bunch of Exsanguinate traps at each explosion point, and usually it will be enough to clear everything pretty instantly. Sometimes some of the tougher things will survive. There are some occasionally tougher monsters in here, and I can just throw a curse on there. But yeah, it's a pretty quick clear. It's definitely, you know, not difficult with this build doing these. Get some nice screaming essences, get some stacked decks, and yeah, we have to pick up all of these little things, which is just annoying. It's not too bad. It's not terrible. It's not like the worst thing in the world, but you know, not having to pick them up would be better. It's just, you know, they talk about reducing the amount of splinters, GGG does, and then this ends up happening. So yeah, for like tougher enemies like these golems, you know, it's hard to take them down with just the Exsanguinate traps usually. Okay, we got ourselves a ritual too. So I'll just toss some Seismic Traps down. I just spam all of my buttons, to be honest. I don't really, and anything like a ritual or something, I just press all of my buttons and don't worry about things too much. Okay, get some glass blowers, baubles. Yeah, it's a very easy play style. And I can play pretty fast and loose because I'm doing the dodge, evasion, and blind. The triple not get hit setup, basically. Plus with Wind Dancer, so I very seldomly get hit, and when I do, sometimes it can be annoying when a lot of little dudes are hitting me at once, but I still have a lot of life nodes to get as well. I have 5 plus 2 jewel slots that are all 1 point away. So I'm looking at a solid, actually I have 7 plus 2 jewel slots, life nodes that I can get, and then cluster jewels too. So I'll probably just get life for the rest of my levels until I get like a cluster jewel setup that I'm happy with, and then respec. I'll probably end up with like 5.5k life by the time I hit level 90 or so, which isn't too bad for Wind Dancer evasion. That'll give me an effective health pool of like close to 7k. which shouldn't be too bad. It'll be particularly nice against bosses that, you know, hit infrequently, like your Cirrus, the stuff that is kind of I'll have to get a corrupted blood immunity. Oh yeah, and here's the boss. So you just throw down Seismic Trap, Bear Trap, and curse him, and he's dead. So it's very easy. All the bosses have been simple so far. Obviously, that won't always be the case. I suspect that the waves, which got their increased AoE, overlap, and so it actually ends up doing several times more damage, like probably 2 or 3 times more damage even than I would have thought. So it's possible I'm doing, like, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, we're in low tier maps. It's hard to say, but I'll do some testing later on to see if there's AoE overlap with Seismic Trap. If so, once I get my last Ascendancy with 50% increased AoE, looks like I missed some stuff back here. It is one of my higher tier maps, so I am going to go back and get it, even though it's a little tedious and out of the way. But yeah, that's... get anything good. Get a Convoking Wand. Crit multi. Low crit chance for spells, yeah. Alright, well, I'm probably going to call the video here, but that's pretty much the update. Hope you enjoyed. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming. Let me know what you league started in the comment section below, especially if you league started a new skill. That'd be awesome. And I'll see you next time. Bye.